Well, I'm now with Eric Heller, who is the founder of Marketplace Ignition. Eric, thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
No unconference like Stream Commerce would be complete if not only do we not have some innovative people who are discussing new topics, but also we didn't launch something. So at Stream Commerce, over the course of the last couple of days here in Miami, we have launched, from a WP perspective, something called ACE, and you are the founder and chairman of ACE. So what's it all about?
Well, if you look on my career, I guess you're right, there's this history of disruption. So hopefully this will be exciting and not as disruptive. But in reality, the way that brands and WPP have engaged new channels like Amazon, or in fact, maybe even traditional channels, is that you work directly within your agency, and the agency that you pick and partner with grows out and brings in talent. But there are certain things like Amazon that are very specific and operate very different than the traditional creative model. And Amazon, even great creative on Amazon falls flat if there's no product in stock. And even if there's no product in stock, but even if there's product in stock, but it doesn't have the right keywords, people won't find it, or if it's not in the right place on the taxonomy. And so all of these things are very specific for Amazon. And so when we were acquired a year and a half ago, we really started building all of these relationships with these fantastic agencies within WPP and working with great clients. And now we're building what's called the Amazon Center of Excellence. And what it'll allow us to do is take our team in Seattle and New York and elsewhere, now London, and inject them directly into client teams, regardless of which WPP agency.
And what advantages will that give to clients?
So I think the best thing I can say is that you'll always know that you're getting the best talent injected directly into your agency. It's not that instead of each agency having 1 or 3 or 5 great Amazon experts, which many of them did, now all of the Amazon expertise is coalescing within one Amazon Center of Excellence, and we can deploy and inject that into any engagement. And some of our, we've already got this proven out and working in various models. Some of the models are where we're bringing in and just doing some strategy setting, 30, 60, 90, or long-term. And then in others, we have a full engagement where we have 2 or 3 full-time folks on the team sitting with client teams or sitting with the agency teams and working full-time on the project.
Now, given how strong Amazon are in Europe and in the States and other markets around the world, and given how important that channel is becoming to a lot of brands, in your crystal ball, with the knowledge you have of Amazon past and their strategy and where they might go, what are the interesting things that we can now do in terms of helping people with their Amazon performance, and maybe some new things and tricks that Amazon are going to pull out the bag in terms of how you can use the platform?
Well, one of the great things about Amazon is that they're the only company that I know of that every year in the annual letter to shareholders includes the 1998 letter to shareholders. And whenever you open that up and read it, you can't believe they're following the same.
I've got to say, it is always a fantastic read. I advise everybody to
read that annual report.
And not actually just the current years. Go back for the last 10, 15 years and read them. It's very instructive.
But it's amazing that it says things that you are still prescriptive. In every choice where we have a decision to make, we'll bet on long range over short range. And every time where the decision comes up where we choose customers over profits, we'll pick customers because that's the right decision for long-term profit. But when you look at this and you look at the flywheel, you realize Amazon, many of the things, even acquiring Whole Foods, even over time launching the ad platform, that just expands the flywheel that they were already doing. And so I think in many ways, when I think of big opportunities, the big shifts I think are coming from who's operating on the platform and how brands interact and work with the platform. So I know you've been doing a lot of traveling in China, and one of the things that's such a paradigm breaker is how Amazon Global over the last 4 years has launched all of these digital native disruptive brands. And so where I see huge change coming, and we see this all the time, we hear from brands that the #1 talent hire they're hiring internally is data analyst. all of our clients have all of this unanalyzed data. And Amazon is now presenting all of this data. They're opening up more and more. You now get new to brand. You now get, you can get basket and cart analysis and all of these other things and conversion. Now that you take all of that, you put it all together, the number one need I have in growth that I think clients are now getting is, oh, it's not an agency or creative exercise. This is a holistic data analysis exercise. And Amazon can actually tell us what everyone said about our products yesterday. And we can use that as a proxy for maybe what people are looking for. You know, they want it in red, or they want waterproof, or they want, and if we use Amazon the way that the digital natives are using it, there's huge opportunity to create and take that and create new products faster, better, and with more accuracy than I think could ever have been done before when we were running focus groups with 6-month product lead times and everything like that.
What advice would you give to people who are watching, who are thinking, actually, now's the time? I've watched a little bit from the sidelines. Now's the time to have a dabble at selling through Amazon.
I'll assume it's brands. One of the things that was a great Stream Commerce topic yesterday was this idea of how do brands think about the fact that now they can't leave the dialogue with customers to their resellers or the distributors. The dialogue almost requires interaction from the brand. Even if before you used to not really run national ads or used to give an ad fund to that local reseller, it's true. I would say number one is I would say understand and know what the message is and who's buying your product. And then number two, I would say to engage, assuming since they're listening to you and I talking, they're already working with an agency, I would say that they could really get access by working directly through their agency to get directly to the Amazon Center of Excellence within WPP. We partner with all of WPP's agencies. And I think the most important thing would be to start with a plan. All of the opportunity on Amazon comes from understanding it first and then attacking it the way that market works. The marketplace, whether we're talking about Alibaba or Lazada or Amazon, they operate very different than traditional resellers. They have different principles. What works there is really in what we call operational marketing focus. And operational marketing is very different than creative marketing.
Well, Eric Heller, the founder of Marketplace Ignition, now the chairman of the new ACE Amazon Center of Excellence. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks.